I'm going to talk to you about how to get your woman to stop asking you for dates. Asking for dates is not a bad thing, but I'm talking about when you're inside a relationship, women actually get annoyed by the fact that they need to ask you, when are we going to go on a date? When are we going to go out again? I want to go somewhere, do something. I want to talk to you men about how to mitigate some of this so that way it's not annoying for her because women hate that they have to do this, and then it's annoying for you too as a man. I've been in these positions before. It's annoying when you're like, why she ask me when we're gonna go on a date? I do this for her, I do this, I spend time with her. I'm gonna go ahead and explain reason why women actually need dates or feel like they need dates, because sometimes they may not fully understand why they need dates, and they will tell you it's because of romanticism and it's just romantic. But I'll explain a little bit more for the guys so you could get it. Number one is women are usually just more sociable than we are. And that means that they can't get everything that they need socially from just being in a house and just having you to talk to, or sometimes if they just have kids and you to talk to. Women need the ability to socialize with many different types of people and personalities. And when they go out somewhere, it brings on more opportunity to socialize. And some of you guys may hate that, but you got to really understand women so that way you're not so mad at everything about them. They need the ability to be able to socialize. They like to be adventurous and do things that are a little bit different from the mundane task. So that's really why they need dates. And the second reason is because they want to have something between you and her where she has some feeling of connection. Chances are throughout your normal everyday lives, you and her don't do enough to make her feel like she's still connected to you. And she feels that if we go on a date, I'll probably have a better chance of building a connection with him. Because why? It will usually raise her emotional state. And when women feel really good while they're spending time with you, then they start to feel a little bit more connected to you. So she actually has a little bit of logic behind this emotion, feeling that she needs a date in order to stay invested in the relationship. And it does make sense, guys, when you think about this. Women need something to raise their emotional state to feel connected to you, and you have to find ways to do that. And yes, that means sometimes dates can help. Dates aren't the only way. Once you understand what I just said to you, you can find other ways to raise her emotional state. It just depends on how well you know your woman. But that's why dates are good for her, and it can also be good for you because sometimes it can allow you to expand yourself as a man, because men need social interactions too, probably not as much as women, but we could benefit from becoming better socially, and it probably help us communicate with our women a lot better too if we improve our social communication. And it's just good and healthy for people in general to be out and about around others. But anyway, this is how you get her to stop asking you for dates. All you have to do is set a precedent for what she needs to expect. Set the expectations for how many dates you're going to take her on, like how frequent, when, and give her everything up front. So that way you're taking away some of the anxiety about it. She doesn't really have to ask you questions. Women usually have to ask you questions about something when you have not given them enough information. That's usually with almost anything for women, is if they feel like they do not have enough information, they will start asking questions. So what you do is you would say, for example, hey, I'm going to say, hey, baby, what we're going to start doing is we are going to start going on 2 dates per month. This will probably be on like a Friday or a Saturday, and I'll let you know in advance when I got something planned. So you don't really have to think about anything. I'll say I'll pick the places and the times and stuff like that, and I'll make sure it's enjoyable for us both, and make sure that we both have a good time. And you'll say I'm doing this so that way we have a consistent way that we can connect outside of the house. Plus, it's just good to get out and have a little bit of fun. So that's why I'm going to go ahead and do this, baby. I think this would be a good thing for both of us. I want to make sure our relationship continues to improve over time. So that's why we're going to have 2 dates per month, like designated date nights. And sometimes it could happen on a weeknight, but I'll let you know. I know both of our schedules, so I'll make sure I plan accordingly. But I'll go ahead and set some things up for you. I just want you to know that. And occasionally, if we have only one date night a month, that's probably because I might plan us a weekend trip one month, or one weekend a month. So sometimes I might switch it around, but I basically just have a plan for us so that way we can continue expanding our relationship and improving it. And then usually she'll probably say, okay, she'll ask a few more questions about it. But the thing you need to do is just ease her mind about everything. Let her feel that you got it taken care of. She doesn't have to do anything. And I usually would tell her something like, yeah, all you got to do is just show up, be beautiful, and we just have fun. You say, I'll tell you what our dress code would be like based on where we're supposed to go. So that way you get an understanding of what we should look like. You know, so you say, occasionally I might pick out something I suggest for you that I think you will look really sexy in, something I think that would really work well for you. And we can go from there. But overall, I'll give you a heads up on some of the stuff. And I may not tell you the exact activity because I like to be some of it to have a little bit of surprise to it. But just to let you know, I got it all taken care of. Now, if you need to talk to me about specific places that you like or would like to try, let me know. And I'll look into it and see where I can fit it in if it looks like something that could be a good time for both of us, okay? That's all it is. It's communication, man. Communication is how you get your woman to stop asking you for dates. Because if you give her enough information up front, she don't really have to ask much. And that's what women want. It's just a masculine trait to be a leader and make people feel at ease when they're with you. And that's really what women want from you. It's not so much the dates. It's like, well, what is the leadership effort he is putting in to maintain the relationship? What is the level that he's putting in to incite intimacy or incite emotions within me? Like, how does he maintain that feeling? And you would say, as a man, why do I have to? Well, men are leaders. I hate to tell you, man. It's just the way the world works. It's a lot of responsibility does fall on us. Yes, I'm saying the woman should have some responsibility to do those same things. But generally, once you understand what it means to be a man, it means that you are usually taking the lead with a lot of bunch of stuff, and she kind of follows what you're doing. So if you don't do it at all, you can't expect her to do it at all either, because women just naturally follow men, even though you may think they don't. They naturally follow what you do. That's why you got to be careful of what you do, how you say things to her, because if you start yelling at your woman will start yelling back at you. And if you don't ever notice that, that's probably the moments where your wife or your girlfriend actually started treating you more disrespectfully. It's usually when you came off at her some type of way first, and then she sees that it's okay, so she might continue it more through the relationship. She might start doing it more than you, but you were actually the one that showed her it was okay to do that. And this is how you do everything in your relationship. You got to remember how you act and talk with her, how you communicate with her is going to be the base of how she thinks everything is okay to proceed within the relationship. That's why when Offset cheated on Cardi B says, okay, cheating is okay in a relationship because he cheated on me and we stay together, so I could cheat on him and we'll stay together. And you notice, even when they had social media post about it the next day, she literally copied his social media post. That's because women naturally follow your lead, man, and you got to be really careful. So your communication needs to be on point. Your leadership needs to be on point. Just go ahead and take the lead and show the woman that you're powerful. You can make decisions on your own. And eventually she will stop annoying you about dates, and she will be less annoyed about getting and receiving dates as well.